So in today's video, we're going to be looking at whether it's worth upgrading from the DJI Air 3 to the DJI Air 3S. And we're specifically deep diving into photography with both of these drones and comparing them and pixel peeping. So it will be a technical video. Now, I won't be covering the complete menu system and how to use the photography modes with the DJI Air 3S. This is pretty much the same as the Air 3. There hasn't been any significant change in that. So if you want to learn more and cover everything to do with either of these two drones, including the Mini 4, Mini 3, because that will be the same as well, check the video up here because that will pretty much cover everything you need to know on how to use the photo modes for either of these drones. In this video, we're going to be specifically pixel peeping and looking at, is the 1-inch sensor going to make a significant improvement in your drone photos? Now first, the differences between these drones is that the DJI Air 3S now has a 1-inch sensor on the 24mm. The 70mm is exactly the same. There has been enhancement in the image processing with the DJI Air 3S, which means smaller file sizes, and I'll be showing you some slides later. And the other thing that I noticed is that when you do use the DJI Air 3S, it automatically puts a box around your subject. So it's automatically already knowing that you're the subject and put the focus on you. Other than that, during my testing, I haven't seen any other differences. To keep this fair, I did not use any ND filters on either the DJI Air 3 or the DJI Air 3S. Now let's jump into Lightroom and let's look at some of the comparisons between these two drones, and then you can tell me in the comments whether you think there's a huge difference or not. Now first, let's dive into the DJI Air 3, and we're going to be looking at here the 24mm at both 12 megapixels and the 48 megapixels. So if we take a look here first, you can see in Lightroom on the right hand side, it will tell you all the information. So if we dive into this one, this is the 12 megapixel mode. So if I dive into this photo, we can see image is pretty basic. If we do a quick zoom and we'll focus on, let's focus on this house. So this is the house here. And this is the kind of detail you get from the 12 megapixel photos from the DJI Air 3. Now, if I use the 48 megapixel mode and we'll focus on the house again, look how much more detail you get at 48 megapixels. Not bad. So this is the difference between the two. And let's take a quick look as well at the 70mm lens as well. Again, so this is the 12 megapixel mode. I'm just going to focus on this property at the back here. This is the kind of quality you get at 12 megapixels with the 70mm. And if we jump to the 48mm, you can see there's far more detail here. Notice how there's some weird artifacting with the image itself here. You don't really get this, but it's very pixelated on the 12. But again, you're really not going to be doing this on social media where you're going to be punching in so much and pixel peeping like, ugh. Brother, ugh. That's just not going to happen. So let's jump into the 24mm. This is the, because I've cropped in, haven't I? And this is the 48 megapixel mode. Again, nice big resolution. You probably won't jump in that much, but it's still a good image overall. I reckon I can do better with better lighting. And this is the 70mm at 48 megapixels. Again, pretty good image. Obviously, if you zoom in all the way, there's going to be some image noise, but you would never bump in that much. If anything, you'd probably move the drone closer to get a cleaner image. Now let's take a look at the DJI Air 3S. So let's use this example. So this is the 24mm and it is at the 12 megapixel mode. So we're just going to zoom into this house here. So we can see we zoom all the way. This is the kind of detail that we get. Now if we use the 50 megapixel mode, you can see we have a lot more detail in the house. So again, similar results to the Air 3. I cannot see anything significantly different between the Air 3S and the Air 3 here, other than getting that extra resolution from the 50 megapixel camera. It's not that significant. Now let's take a look at another image. So again, 24mm at the 12 megapixel mode. I'm going to zoom in onto this house all the way. And this is the kind of detail we get with 12 megapixels. And again, shot in auto as well. Now I'm going to jump to the 50 megapixel mode. You can see we have a lot more detail with this house here compared to the 12 megapixel, which starts to become very pixelated when you zoom in. We have a lot more detail. Again, I do see some of this weird artifacting with the 50 megapixel, but again, you're not going to be jumping into this that much, especially when you're putting it on social media, or even if you put it on a website. You're not going to crop in that much. You may crop in a little, but that won't be significant in terms of like, oh, that image doesn't look good at all. I just want to make a comparison to the 70mm as well, from the DJI Air 3S to the Air 3. So let's take a look at this as well on the 70mm, because it's the exact same camera. So again, 12 megapixel mode. I'm going to jump into this house here. Pretty reasonable image. If anything, I want to use, let me do the image at the, let me do the house at the back here, because this will probably give us better results, or more visible results, I should say. So again, 70mm, 12 megapixel camera, not bad. This is the difference when you jump in optically using the focal length rather than digitally zooming in from the 24mm. Now let's use the 48 megapixel mode on the 7mm of the DJI Air 3S. You can see we have a lot more detail already. And again, you're noticing here on the wall, we have this weird artifacting. You've got like these diagonal lines. But again, we're really pixel peeping at these images. When you're at a distance, because obviously you want decent resolution, this image looks fine, because obviously you're looking at the whole landscape rather than the particular house. If you want to take a picture of the house, you'd move closer. Let me know in the comments what you think. What I will do is I'll put a download link in the description box down below, and you'll be able to download some of these images for yourselves, and then you can compare them side by side, and then you can let me know in the comments. Do you think there's a significant difference between the two drones, and is this incremental 1-inch sensor with a slight resolution bump going to make a big difference? Personally, I don't think there is. Also, if you want to check out some more sample photos from the DJI Air 3, because I've had this drone for over a year now, just head over to my Instagram, because all the drone shots were taken with this drone. And then going forward, it will be a mix of, well, the Air 3S mainly, and I'll probably specify in the caption whether it was taken with the DJI Air 3. But yeah, check out all these shots. Here's some sample photos as well that I've taken recently with this. So this is still a really good drone. So I wouldn't be disappointed if you can't upgrade to this just for the incremental 1-inch sensor. That being said, the most interesting part that we have is the updated image processing unit DJI have on the Air 3S, and saving on the file sizes, which I much welcome, because if there's any way to reduce the file sizes, because it takes up a lot of cloud storage, especially with Lightroom, especially with NASs and hard drives, this is a good thing. And I did this test on both RAW and JPEG on both the focal lengths. So let's take a look here on the 24mm. We can see with the 24mm, we're getting a 30% reduction in file size, which is a good thing. Notice here that the resolution is slightly larger as well on the Air 3S because of the 1-inch sensor. And again, with the 50 megapixel mode versus the 48 megapixel mode, we have a 39% reduction in file size with the DJI 3S, which I think is actually a pretty decent amount in file size reduction, and I welcome that. So that means you can end up having, well, saving more space in the long run if you're using this on a regular basis, just like I do when I was making these videos. Let's compare this for the 70mm. We can see with the 70mm that we have a reduction at 31.5% with the DJI Air 3S. And on the 48 megapixel mode, we're having a 45% reduction in file size for the 70mm between these two drones. Again, significant for both the RAW files. You're going to be saving space, which is a good thing. If you end up shooting JPEG and RAW, I personally prefer to shoot just RAW because I like to edit my images, but now and then if you shoot both and you want to see the different file sizes, these are the JPEG comparisons. The 24mm was saving about 16% in JPEG files on the 12 megapixel mode, and with the 48 megapixel mode, we're saving 43% in file size, which is actually a significant amount for a JPEG there. And same again for the 70mm, we're getting a 5% reduction, and then we're getting a 37% reduction with the 48 megapixel mode. What I'll do is I'll post these on my community posts, and feel free to take these and use them as you wish, so you know how much space if you ever want to calculate whatever you want to do with them. Now, I said this in my last video, and I'm going to say it again because I stand by it. rather than spending the $13, $14, $1,500 or euros or whatever it's going to be from upgrading to the DJI Air 3S from the Air 3, spend the money on going on a mini vacation or a city break. Take your DJI Air 3 here and go and take some photos, because that will probably be more beneficial to you rather than upgrading to a drone that has an incremental upgrade. And what I want to know is, where would you like to go? Let me know in the comment section down below. Remember to give this video a like and subscribe for more videos on drones, photography, and everything in between. And stay tuned for the next video. We'll be covering more comparisons with the DJI Air 3S and the Air 3. And YouTube recommends you watch this video next.